What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you exactly why I want this car right here, the 2004 SVT Terminator COBRA. It is one of my absolute dream cars. I do plan on buying one in less than a year from now, but let's jump right into it. First of all, this 2004 SVT COBRA is one of the absolute beast of a car. Even though it's 20 years old, even by today's standards, it still keeps up with almost anything out there on the street. Stock for stock, modded for modded. The car came from the factory with the Eaton supercharger and forged internals in it, making it an absolute powerhouse. And when Ford actually announced the power that this car can make, they were actually announced what it makes to the tires. Most factories actually produce and make to the engine, but they actually made what it makes to the tires, making this car even more desirable because it came out with a lot more power than what they thought. Now with simple bolt-ons, this car is an absolute beast. With the forged internals, you can do an Eaton swap, put a Whipple on it, V&P, or even go fully Eaton, and this car is put 500-600 horsepower plus down to the wheel. These cars are absolutely amazing. Even though it's 20 years old, it still holds up by today's standards. Now, the one elephant in the room, this car, even though it's my dream car, the interior on this car is not the best. The interior on it is definitely outdated. You can see all the cheap Ford plastics all in it on the dash and everything else, making it a very outdated car on the inside. But you're not buying this car for its awesome comfort interior. You're buying this car because of the way it looks, because of its name, and what it's capable of. Plus, this car came from the factory with an IRS on it, or an independent rear suspension. Now, by today's standards, once again, it doesn't keep up with today's most modern technology. However, for its time, it was definitely well ahead of its time. Now, when you start making some serious power with that IRS, obviously that's going to be one of its biggest weak links. You're going to have to either build it or just replace it with an 8.8 rear end anyways, like most people do. But just the sound of this car alone absolutely is menacing. Between the supercharger whine and the exhaust note, it's one of the best sounding exhaust notes that Ford has ever produced in my honest opinion, right next to the GT350. This car looks good in absolutely almost any color, whether it's Oxford White, Sonic Blue, Torch Red, Screaming Yellow, but my personal favorite is Mystic Chrome, which I did recently see a picture that Mystic Chromes actually don't age very well. They actually kind of get faded and everything else like that. I don't know, I've heard a little bit about Mystic Chrome fading and not looking very good, but either way, it still looks absolutely amazing. That's just my personal preference. Now, these cars are appreciating in value right now. It's 2024 at the time of me recording this. These cars are absolutely appreciating, making them even more sought after cars, making them harder to get because people are wanting more money than what they even cost brand new. The reason why Ford called these 2004 Cobras, they nicknamed it the Terminator, because this car actually terminated the competition. When Ford announced this car right here, they actually ended up discontinued the Camaro. The Camaro didn't come out for several more years later after this car was produced. You go to almost any car show, any car meet, anything like that, this car right here is going to be there and it's going to have a cult following with it. It's going to have probably a group of people around it looking at it, checking it out, because these cars are still amazing, even by today's standards. Now, yes, again, it is a 20-year-old car, so that does mean now they are starting to get a little worn out and have to fix and replace things. That's to be expected with a 20-year-old car. The other problem with these cars is a lot of them have lived a very hard life. I myself, when I buy one, I'm not buying one for it to sit here in my garage and do absolutely nothing with. I'm buying it because I'm going to use it for what it's intended for, going out and terminating the competition. As I said in the beginning of this video, this is one of my absolute dream cars. I do plan on buying one myself in less than a year from now, no matter what it takes. I'm saving up a lot of money right now to be able to buy one. I'll even go as far as selling my motorcycles I have and everything else and working a lot of overtime because I'm going to own one of these in less than a year from now. It has been my absolute dream car for the last 15 years, and I do plan on owning one very, very soon. I want you to comment below, if you've ever owned one of these cars, I want you to comment below your experience with one, whether you enjoyed it, what you had to do with it, and what all did you do with it. You know, did you modify it at all? Did you build the engine? Did you replace the engine? Anything like that? Let me know. I really want to know what your experience was with one. At least give me some heads up as to what I should look for when I go to look for one myself. Now, as I told you guys, I am planning on buying one of these in less than a year from now. I'm very excited about it. I'm saving up for it. I'm going to do whatever it takes. But I do have two other cars in mind that I'm going to go over in a later video, of course. And I'm going to touch base as to what I'm thinking personally. As of right now, I am leaning towards these 2003, 2004 SVT Cobras, because it's been my dream car for 15 years. But again, I do have two other cars in mind that I think will definitely be a very good content maker. So definitely be sure to subscribe so you can check out those videos, because I really want to know what your honest opinions are on the cars that I'm looking at. Hey, do me a favor, please hit that like button. The more likes I get on this video, the more likely I'll be able to actually get my dream cars. Please help me out. Let's get this to 1,000 likes. I'm going way out there. Let's try to get 1,000 likes on this video. If I get 1,000 likes on this video, I'll probably be able to buy my dream car by then.